Hey, I'm Marcus Brown. Some of you may know I like to make ski movies. Also, I've learned I like to have conversations with interesting people in the sport. So earlier this year at the Hilltop ProAm, I sat down with some of the top athletes in this industry, and that's what you're going to see right now. Some interesting conversations, hopefully, with some of the top skiers in the sport. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so what it sounds like you're saying is you're not ready to like move into the real world fully and give up skiing.
No, so I've decided that I just still really like skiing.
Yeah.
And while I am at the level that I'm at and
Yeah.
I can do it, I want to keep doing it. And this year's been kind of challenging being the 312s. And then,
It's got to be hard to train, especially where you're at with that work schedule.
yeah, and I've been skiing with my neighbors, but most of the time it's just like one neighbor and me. So it's a driver and the skier. And there's just not been a lot of like, I haven't been able to really get the help that I feel like I've wanted, and I've about
That you
decided
need
that, yeah,
to
that,
like-
that I need
to like push
keep,
to that.
yeah, to keep going.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've kind of, this year's been just kind of a year of trying to like maintain,
Yeah.
and it hasn't really been like a breakthrough year.
You can't have a breakthrough year every year though. You kind of had a breakthrough year a couple of years ago in a way, didn't you?
Well,
I mean-
last year was really big. Last year was the first year that I like consistently started. I was running 38 like every single tournament. I wasn't missing it. I started getting 4 at 39 a lot. I was like getting down 39, and I was really fired up.
What's your practice PB? 341?
No.
Sorry.
No. I've gotten down 30. I've gotten through 39 a few times. Lately, I've been beating my head against a wall,
Yeah.
which is why I am like, I can't wait to get down to Orlando and be able to ski with like.
With the crew.
Yeah. So I mean, a couple years ago when I made it to Masters, the first time I was skiing with Chris and Jennifer a lot, and they helped me tremendously. So I'm excited to get back down there, ski with JT, ski with Will, ski with Chris and Jennifer. Just kind of trying to have people that can help, that can train, that have that eye, that can really see what's going on. So I'm excited for that. So I'm gonna take a month and a half off going into Worlds, and hopefully go into World skiing the best I have all year. So
It's a good plan. So you're kind of trying to focus on peaking at Worlds, more or
yeah,
less.
yeah. So,
What I like is you're finding your own path.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, say it again about nursing. Like you're getting ready to back away from nursing for a
Mm-hmm.
bit. And you may think about doing something different, like travel nurse, I guess that's what you call it, right?
yeah, travelers.
There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do life.
Yeah.
If you love skiing, and skiing is a summer activity, and you would like to be in a place where you could have 5 or 6 months where you're like kind of dedicated to that, why not set yourself up with a job that allows you to do that?
Yeah,
you
so
know?
that's kind of what I'm trying to shift towards, because this year I didn't take any days off really up until I think I took one sick day before the season started, and I took a lot of PTO during the month of May. Like I basically drained my PTO, and then it was like trying to get to tournaments. It was not skiing for 3 days, and then like skiing and getting in the car to drive to Orlando or wherever, and then the tournament the next day. Like I would ski in the morning, then get in the car, or get in the car and ski in the afternoon when I got there. And it just felt like I was trying to like bend over backwards to balance
to make
both
it happen.
of them. Yeah,
exactly.
So I was going into tournaments with minimal practice and then minimal time in between. And then I've had people that ask me, they're like, oh, are you going to Italy? Or even like, are you going to California ProAm next weekend? And I can't because I work. So, and at this point I'm out of vacation. So, so it's just like I am trying to kind of shift to where I can go to all the tournaments that I want and not feel like I'm trying to kill myself to make it work.
And be around people, ski with people that are going to help push you to be better than you are right now, better than as good as you think you might be able to be.
Yes, I think that there's definitely room for improvement, and I feel like I am right there on the edge of it. I just need a little bit of help to kind of get me through it. So being able to have people there that can watch and help and see what I don't feel, I think it'll go a long way.
Yeah, for sure. So you graduated college, you kind of were transitioning to the real world, but also you are one of the best women skiers in the world. But what drives you to want to continue to ski? What drives you to want to figure out how to get your schedule dialed so that you can still ski at this level? Why?
I mean, I guess when it comes down to it, it's for the love of the sport. I mean, I know currently that I have to have my job to be able to still be able to ski, but I want to find the balance to do both, and I know that I'm not going to be able to ski forever, at least not at the level that I am at right now. So while I am in the top 5 in the world, I want to be able to take advantage of that, and skiing has opened just so many doors for me. I've gotten to travel all over the world and do so many things that I would have never even imagined, and it's just, I'm not quite ready to give that up. Like right now, I cannot imagine walking away from the sport that has been so much of my life and has like literally shaped me to the person I am today.
That's really cool. I mean, what's cool to me is you didn't say a lot about like podiums and winning tournaments, and I mean, yeah, that's in there. It's implied, but it was more about like you've gotten a lot personally from this sport.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're still hungry for something.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously the sport comes with a competitive nature. Like it has to. Like if you don't have that competitive nature, you're not going to push yourself. But also, at the end of the day, I don't think that there's that much that the sport can't be everything. I mean, at the end of the day, like there has to be some other kind of motivation, some other parts of your life. But like, for me, it's just for the love of the sport. Like I just thoroughly enjoy it. I love going out, as frustrating as it can be sometimes. I just, it's just something that I love. It's what keeps me going back every single day. The adrenaline rush, the community of the skiers. I love going, especially, that first event of the year. It's always so much fun to go and like you hug everybody. You haven't seen them all winter. Like that's just the community that I love so much. That's become, part of my family.
Part of your extended family.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about this weekend so far. Hilltop 2021, 6th event. You've been here for quite a few of them.
You know what? I actually think this is only my second.
Really?
I think so.
So I just totally lied.
Yeah, I think this is only my second.
I guess because we filmed here before for HO, so I feel like you've been here more.
Yeah, I've been here to Hilltop several times, but this is only my second Pro-Am. If I'm not misspeaking, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So you're coming off of kind of a weird first half of the season with what we just talked about. Not a lot of water time, not really great quality water time, and you just went out and you ran 38 twice today. So that's pretty good. Yeah,
coming off the last 2 events that I've gone to, I've been kind of in a pit. I started the season off pretty well with the Masters qualifiers and making it to the Masters again, and then I guess I kind of hit like a little bit of a rut, and it was just hard to get out of it. Like I said, with where I'm at, with the minimal help and working, trying to figure it out in between working, I didn't have the time off to be able to go and, get the help that I wanted. So it feels good to come in. I told Becky this morning after the first round, I was like, okay, monkey's off my back. Now I can breathe. I ran 38. Like it was just kind of a mental thing, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
So it felt good to finally have the monkey off my back going into it, and then just I'm still kind of nitpicking 39 a little bit right now. So
what's it going to take for you to get more turns at 39 down the course at 39, do you think, right now?
I've been working on my gate at 39. I just feel like I'm going too hard on the gate. That was one thing that Zane and I were really trying to pick out at the beginning of the season when he was home, when I was doing Masters qualifiers and that kind of stuff. Actually, that was the one thing that whenever I skied at Drew's qualifier, when I qualified with 4 at 39, that was the one thing that we were talking about was the gate. And so
it's important. It's a good way to start the course off right, the rhythm right.
Yeah. So I think I made my gate a little bit better from first round to second round today, but I still think that there's room for improvement for the gate in 1 going into tomorrow. It still just feels kind of heavy.
You want to know what I think?
What?
I think the monkey on your back, I think, I know. That's always like our own creation. It's like we look to our most previous performances and we feel like, okay, we have to climb out of a hole, or we have to dig out of the hole, or we have a monkey on our back. But the second round you skied, I think, stronger, more confident than the first because you kind of had that proverbial monkey off your back.
Yeah.
But really it was just you going out and just skiing,
Yeah.
attacking, doing what you know how to do.
And that's what I mean, this week, every single time that I skied, I ran 38 first time, but it's just, you know, like one of the reasons like I need to get somewhere that I can get the help that I need is I feel like I've been running 38 for so many seasons now that right now it should not be my goal to run 38. Yeah. I should be working on running 39, and just lately it hasn't. It hasn't been like that, and it's been really frustrating. And I just don't feel like I have the people there that can
support
really,
crew.
Yeah, that can really like help. You know, I have good drivers, and I have people that you know can decently help, but it's just.
You're pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah.
Literally, like you're trying to run 39. Not that many women can do that.
Yeah.
So you're on the edge.
Yeah. So
you need help with that for sure.
Yep. So I am so excited to get down to Orlando and start, you know, really working.
You talked kind of just now about the gates. Is there another key or technical kind of aspect of your skiing that you've been working on in the last year that has helped you, that might help other people who are watching this right now?
So we were talking about the gate. I feel like that's one of the biggest things I've been working on is just like when I pull out to not, I used to have a tendency to really like drop back on my gate and like really crouch, and I've tried to get more now where I stand up over the ski
Tall.
and just almost fall away.
Yep.
And not go out so fast, because what I used to do is I used to pull out really hard and fast, and then I would get up and glide and I'd lose all my speed. So I've been trying to work on that, and then just rolling in with the gate. And we always say hide from the boat. That's what at least Zane and I have always said, you know, trying to turn in without loading the boat until you're all the way, got all your angle. Yep.
So the gates have been, a big deal's been made about the gates. Obviously people know the gates are important. You start your rhythm, you start things right, it's easier to stay right through the whole course. But I do think people complicate. Yeah. And so it's good to keep it simple.
I hate the gate. If you could just like take the gate out of the picture, it'd be perfectly fine with me. Because as soon as you start messing with the gate, like if I could have the perfect gate and never touch it ever again, it would be totally fine with me. Because as soon as you start messing with the gate, it's like you'll get a good one and then the next one will be horrible. And then
consistency
the next
goes
five
away.
will be horrible, you know? And then you hit it right and you're like, that's what it was. And then it's just, I feel like the gate is so hard to hit a consistently same gate, and then even from site to site.
Yeah, because the visuals are different,
This
the wind's
morning,
different.
for example, that first set, you know, we talked about, second set seemed a little bit more confident, a little bit more stronger, more like in attack mode. But the first one, the first round, I know my very first gate at 32 off, first off, I thought I was going to completely miss them early. So I was like, I'm about to get 0 on my first pass. Whew. And so that's always not good, and I know you're not supposed to be. People always say, like, don't watch your gates, but if I think that I'm going to miss them, I'm going to know that I missed them. Yeah. And so the first one I thought I was turning in too fast. 35 I think was kind of okay. 38 I was super narrow, and then 39 I went too hard on the pull out, and I think part of it was I was so slow and narrow at 38. I was like, I'm gonna get out there wider and
then you overdid
faster
it.
this time.
Yeah.
And then I overdid it. So I think just like going from site to site to getting that, like the different visual and that kind of stuff, making sure that it's trying to make it the same every time.
What's your strength? What's your biggest strength in skiing? As far as like your biggest asset as a skier, what makes you as good as you are?
Oh gosh.
What's one thing?
Um.
I mean, I know my thing would be you never give up.
Mhm.
You just keep going. I mean, that's pretty impressive, where you're a fighter.
Yeah.
You're definitely a fighter. I don't know if that's how you see yourself, but that's
Yeah,
definitely...
I think I like to, I have a little scrap in me. For better or worse, sometimes I wish it didn't have to be like that, but...
Yeah, it's okay. You know you have it. Some people don't have that.
Yeah.
You can come from the other side looking really pretty all the time until you make one bobble and then you're done.
Yep.
You're the opposite of that. So your entourage is hanging out. She's got an entourage the whole time. What's up?
Grass?
This is a ball of grass.
How many more minutes?
How about 7?
No, 28.
28? We can do 28.
Okay.
That's a long time though. I might get cold.
I can do that.
So it's Saturday, you've ran 38 twice, and you're in the finals. What do you want to accomplish tomorrow that'll make you feel good about your weekend?
You know, I try not to put it really on a placement thing. I know that all of the girls that are in the top 8 could go out and put up big scores tomorrow. I think my goal just personally is to go out and try to get a big score, you know.
Define big. What would be big for you?
Definitely more than 2 at 39. I'd like to see 3 or 4 at least. Just getting, you know, really feeling like I'm getting down 39. I don't feel like I've been having the starts lately that I need to get that far. So just kind of getting back to where, you know, last year I felt like I was consistently getting down it, and just trying to get back to feeling like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, I made it to the top 8. I'm really excited. It's me and Sam Damala, which we both got 2 at 38 today, so it could be a
2:39.
2 at 39. Sorry,
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
Yeah, way happier with 2 at 39.
This is not junior girls anymore. This is pro women.
2 at 39.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be a pretty interesting matchup. That 4 and 5 spot, you know, is always kind of the middle of the bracket's always the
It's
interesting
tricky.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot can happen there. I'm stoked to see what you do when you carve out time to dedicate to water skiing
Yeah.
in the run up to Worlds. It's going to be fun to watch.
I'm excited for it. So I'm going to take the time just to, like, that's going to be kind of my only thing other than searching for a job, obviously,
Yeah,
so
of
that I have
course.
a plan
Yeah.
after Worlds. But yeah, compared to working 3/12s, I think being able to actually have the freedom to make my schedule, take days off when I want to take days off, you know, when my body feels like it needs it, because I've been working the 3/12s, and regardless of how my body feels on those days off, it's kind of been like, you know, you need to ski. So I've been kind of fighting like a...
You've been pushing through it when you don't necessarily want to be doing that.
Yeah, I've been also kind of fighting off a little bit of like a back thing that's been kind of coming and going, and I got real bad right before Wisconsin. When I went up there, I could like barely move, but I was trying to ski through it because I was working and I didn't have the time to take days off. So I was going to the chiropractor, I went and got massages, like I was trying to
You're
figure
doing
out,
everything, yeah.
I was trying to figure out ways to fix it without taking time off. And ultimately it ended up just kind of like not working. So, and after that, I think when I came back from Wisconsin, after not skiing well, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take like a week. We're just gonna put the ski in the garage, and we're just gonna take a week.
Not be tempted.
And just let the back heal and come back less frustrated at skiing. So, yeah, sometimes I just feel like a reset is needed, and that's what I did. And I gave my body the break, but
How long have you been skiing?
like my life or this year?
Just whatever.
I started skiing when I was like 6 or 7, and I started competing when I was like 8.
So you've been doing this for a while. And what's crazy is we all get into that habit of thinking we can't take time off because we're going to regress, we're going to go backwards. But I think the reality is a lot of times we're under recovered, and it takes time to just recover sometimes to where you're strong enough to be able to go do what your mind knows how to do.
Yeah.
And
I think it's just
oftentimes-
hard for me during the season to take the time off.
For
I mean,
sure.
I am a person that 100% every single year I will take 3 months off. Completely. Like, or I might ski like a few times, but not even like once a week. That is way too much. Like when I take time off, I take time off. Like,
But in the season, you're like, I can't
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, no, and I know the reason that I take time off is because I know that I turn into a person that's like, I need to ski today instead of I want to ski today. And I talked earlier about I'm in the sport because I love the sport. So when I start to feel like I'm not loving what I'm doing,
You got to reassess.
and it happens every year about October. So we get through, the last of the big tournaments, and then I take my months off and I learn to miss skiing. I learn to walk outside on a beautiful day and go, wow, it would be a great day to ski.
It's It's a good lesson.
Yeah, and whenever I start to miss it, then that's when I kind of start going back, and I don't go super hard at first. I ease back into it a little bit, and then as the season ramps up, I get going harder, because if I start too fast, I burn out quicker. So I think it's a balance of still like finding the love for the sport instead of making the sport your job. So
I like that. Coming from a pro, that means a lot, because there's a lot of kids out there and parents that I think need to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the way that I look at it is I'm not going to make my living out here. Like, I'm still going to have to go work, and my job is a job. So, but this is my second job, and this is like what I love.
It's your passion.
This is, my passion is out here on the water, and I love coming out here, and if it turns into something that I'm not loving, then it's time for some time off.
Yep. Hey, thanks for sitting down.
Yeah, thanks.
It's going to be fun to watch tomorrow. We'll see how the battle goes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Go kill it, buddy.
Thanks.